Howdy pinball people, Koji here. Wanted to go over Star Race. I've got the glass off. This is a massive game, so I don't have my usual kind of setup. It's an extra wide Gottlieb. Aside from Hercules, the only ones that are sort of comparable in size would be something like a Stellar Wars from Williams, but I don't think that has quite the depth that this one has. Or you've got Circus, which is kind of the sibling game of this, which is the same size, Gottlieb Circus from that early era. And I believe Genie, which should have the same width, but maybe a bit longer by a few inches on Genie. So this is just a crazy big playfield, crazy big machine, basically a big cube between the head and the cab body, which is almost flush. You got about a quarter of an inch or maybe slightly more, just where the head kind of comes out of it. But very, very large playfield, quite a lot going on. Quite a rare game, so there isn't too much information about it, so I thought I'd take this opportunity to explain it as best I can. You have to excuse a couple of things you might see. So, for example, just a few of these the three of these bonus lights are out. So I'm trying to explain, so we just assume that there's something almost lit here, basically, as you play the game, you accumulate bonus. So anyway, let's just see if I can kind of use the hand. We'll trigger some switches and try and show how exactly some of the rules work in this game. So the first thing I thought I'd show is on this game, if you do a shorter plunge, you'll actually come down this rail here, and you won't go through into that section with the rollovers at the top. This will trigger these two star rollovers, and they score 1,000 each. And you have an opportunity to flip it, but I really can't think of a good strategy there, because in this game, definitely getting it up at the top through those top rollovers is definitely a key strategy. One consideration there would be, in this game, if you collect all 4 of those rollovers, it will light the extra ball opportunity from these 3 drops up here. The only problem with that is that once you've either achieved that extra ball, or after you've drained, basically you're starting from scratch again at the top rollovers. The reason why these top rollovers are key, and I'm just going to show it with the ball here. Let's just see where the ball lands. So here we go. So 1 is 1 and 2 are both what we'll call a yellow advance kind of features. So 1 in this case will light this far outlane, not really an outlane, outlane/inlane. It will light this for a yellow advance multiplier here, 5,000 in multiplier and bonus. The bonus works by it has the left and the right side. You need to have a yellow and a green pair to advance and actually be able to collect that 2x. And as you go through, you have games where maybe you have 4 of these yellows lit and 0 greens, and if you drain, you're not going to collect any bonus. So it's very important to kind of balance that as much as you can. Bonus is huge in this game because, as you can see, you can go up to 20,000, and if you have a 5x, that's going to be 100,000. 100,000 would be that's going to be a big part of your score in this game, especially considering that once you have the 20 lit, this kickout up here actually lights as well, where you have an opportunity to collect your complete bonus. It will drain it all the way down, and you have an opportunity to start increasing it again. So definitely a strat there. Let's just go over the rest of the inlanes here while we're at it. So here's my 2. So this lit this next inlane, and it also lights this one here. And just to go over 1 again, just to make sure I said 1 lights this and here. So there's always a pair, which is if I get that kick out, it would advance me 1 on the yellow. And what the number 2 did was this lit this inlane here for the same thing, the yellow advance, and it also lit here, which means that when I complete the 4 bank, I'll have an opportunity to collect this yellow advance as well. The neat thing about the 4 bank is that if I hit the 3, this actually lights both a yellow and a green. So if you knock down all of them, you'll find that you get a pair advance right away. So all of a sudden, I'm at 2x automatically by hitting those 4. These are typically You wouldn't want to use a strategy to shoot for these. I would consider them dangerous shots in the game. But they're, you know, if you just need one more and you feel that's worth your risk of going for it to get a full advance because you have those inlanes, why not, right? And then let's go over number 4 here. So then number four lights the pair here. So that means that if I went to this kickout here, I would be able to collect that and I've advanced there as well. And that's lit both the outlane and the kickout for that. And number 3, of course, lit this second outlane green, and it also lit the 4-bank there. Also, by hitting the complete sequence of the rollovers there, I've lit my extra ball here, so if I get all of those 3 drops, I'll get a shoot again. But when I drain, I am all of a sudden going to lose all of my lit bonus advances opportunities, and I'll be back to square one again for the top rollovers. I guess we may as well kind of show that now. And I'm back to square one. But you'll notice that I do keep my my progress on the advanced table, so that's not too bad. Let's do another plunge here. Okay, I hit one again. So then let's say I just did that. So this kind of shows just how you can advance one side without the other, and you're still kind of stuck where you were before. The other way, now let's say in this case I want the green. So on the loop shot, you have an opportunity to advance a green or a yellow multiplier by, if you hit it from this flipper, you can complete this figure 8 shot, which will come around and go around the loop in a counterclockwise direction, which will, if it triggers both of those rollovers in the correct, with decent timing, it will advance your green, and that's it. Just a straight green shot. If you shoot it with this flipper and get through this left side of the loop and go around clockwise, you have an opportunity to advance the yellow alone. So that can be a good shot. It's quite satisfying, and it does work. I'll try and get some gameplay footage later, but let's just kind of go. So there's my loop, and you can see that I advanced my green. And if I go the other way around, I advance the yellow. And in that case, I think if you, one of the rules, maybe left it right, I've spotted my extra ball opportunity at the top with these drops up there. Okay, so that's kind of the key there. Let's just say that let's just advance my bonus up here a bit. So there's my 20K. So when you have the 20K, like I was saying, this kick out lights opportunity. It's going to do a full collect. And you have an opportunity to flip it and get the ball back into play there. So those are the main playfield things. In addition to that, you have some switches here. So you got a sling here, which can sometimes lead up to here. You get some pretty good ball between these two slings offset. Some other single point kind of scoring. So a few switches here and there. You have this which lights with the first loop. I forgot to go over this, but it's not really a big deal. Add 3 bonus. And after you've done 2 loops, I find that it switches over to here and it doesn't seem to go back to there. So this one is just add 3 bonus. So pretty easy shot, whatever. Now, last but not least, this is a really, really neat rule that I wanted to go over. And I should go over these two. It's pretty straightforward. 5,000, 10,000, 15,000, just incrementing on the loop, and an opportunity where it advances to the extra ball, hitting all the targets or doing the loops each to advance this. Anyway, so do the really cool rule, I think, are these vary targets. Now, typically, a vary target is something that you're just going to want to hit with max velocity and collect the biggest bonus. And in this case, this is no different. 5,005 bonus for the max hit. And then after that, it's 3,001 bonus, 2,002 bonus, and 3,000, that must be it. Yeah, so 3, 2, and then 1 bonus and 1,000. So it just kind of goes down by 1,000 and a bonus with each one. Okay, but the neat part about this is as you hit this, so that was a weak hit, so it gave me an R. That was the secondary. And that was the third one. And that's the fourth one. And when you complete this, each one of these spots here, it just automatically lights you for an extra ball. So very neat to go for. It's actually pretty doable in the game. And it's really kind of interesting because unlike very targets usually where you're trying to either crank it or whatnot or avoid them, in this case you have an opportunity where you actually need to think about how much power you're going to hit it with, and I find it's actually kind of doable from a play perspective. So for me as a pinball player, I think this is one of the neatest features of the game because it's a really fun objective as you play, trying to actually achieve this. And furthermore, and I've only done this once so far, is to actually collect both the left and the right side in the game. Another thing that I will point out with these as well are that when you drain, you keep what you spotted. So this R will remain spotted throughout the game. So it's kind of through the game you have an opportunity to complete it. But it's really neat too because it's not like it's hard to show that. So you can keep cranking it all the time. It's not like it automatically just gives you that. You need to, as a player, you need to hit it with the right power. So in some cases, I've found that even getting it off this flipper and kind of just getting at that angle is just enough to fix it a little bit and give you that race as well. When you do that, you complete it. You get the special, and that's your free game opportunity and your extra ball on each side. I think that's really about it for the key rules anyway in this game. And the strats for sure. I mean, this is already published on the Pinwiki kind of rules, but I would agree with them from what I've played so far. Is consider this flipper. There's not much you're going to do from this flipper here, except kind of go up here and try to feed this flipper. And with this flipper fed, you have an opportunity to get up to that loop shot, which is probably what you want to get most of the time. Get those drop targets, or sometimes even knock it up here and then ricochet into the top rollovers game, all from this flipper. And like I showed you as well, being able to get the E just from that kind of funny angle to hit that very target, where it's kind of hard sometimes to get just that light tap on it to get the first click on it, but it's possible from that angle. One other thing I will say from this flipper is I have done the same thing as well. If I get the right kind of roll or bounce, I have an opportunity to kind of backhand this one, and you can just get that very light hit sometimes on this one where you just hit it and you start spotting that early batter. This one is also not too bad for going for these drops, but like I said, very, very dangerous. These drops are going to lead you into automatically slingshot horizontal movement line, and yeah, you're going to be toast. This flipper is going to give you your figure 8 shot from the bottom, and also your primary shot for the very target. And this left flipper is your best chances to feed it up this lane, up this rail, and back up to the top to collect one of the rollovers. Or you also have an angle from this flipper to come up here and shoot right into this kickout. Right into this kickout. And collect your bonus advance, and if you're ready to collect your full bonus for the ball, do that as well. Alright, I hope that's given you folks an idea of the game. Like you can see, there's actually some decent rules to this game. And hopefully if you get a chance, you're a little bit better equipped knowing what you're shooting for, understanding that there's actually kind of a cool objective with the very targets. If you get a chance to play this game, try and achieve that. It's tough. You're not going to get it every game trying to complete those 4 positions on a very target, but when you do, it's pretty satisfying for sure. Thanks a lot.